Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as I show you how to collect the seeds from a cardinal flower plant. So let's go. Cardinal flower is part of the Lobelia family. What I really like about cardinal flower is that it has a really pretty red blossom on it, which the hummingbirds absolutely love. It's considered a perennial here where I live, although from what I understand, it's a short-lived perennial, which means it may only bloom for a few years. However, it does self-sow very easily. And if you collect the seeds and sprinkle them at the base of your plant, you'll definitely have cardinal flower year after year. It typically likes a sunny area and really appreciates a lot of water. I don't have cardinal flower in my yard. I do have a lobelia. It's the great blue lobelia, which is very striking, very pretty, but I would love to have some of the cardinal flower in my yard as well. The seeds that I have were collected from my friend's house, and she was very gracious to let me collect a bunch of seeds of different plants from her house. The cardinal flower was one of them. When collecting the seed pods from a cardinal flower plant, you want to make sure that the seed pods are a brownish color. You don't want them to be green. If they're green, that means that the seed pods are not ready to be picked. That means that the seeds that are in those seed pods are not ripe. Typically with many lobelia plants, like the cardinal flower as well as the great blue lobelia, the blossoms start at the bottom of the plant and move up towards the top of the plant as the plant keeps blooming. So what happens is when it produces its seed pods, the ripest seed pods will be found more towards the bottom of the plant. So what I'm going to do now is give you a close-up look at what the seed pods look like as well as the seeds. You can see that the seeds have already been released from many of the seed pods here. Notice the color. They are a reddish-brown color. They are very, very small. I must have hundreds and hundreds of seeds here, which is very exciting. You can see I have a ton of seed pods here on these stalks. So what you just want to do is remove one of the seed pods from the stalk. And if you just barely move the seed pod within your fingers like this, you can easily release the seeds. Another thing you can do to release the seeds is use a kitchen strainer. I'm going to show you that next. Here I have a kitchen strainer, and at the base of the kitchen strainer is just a bowl. You want something to be able to collect the seeds from beneath the strainer. So let's say you had a whole bunch of seed pods here in the top of your strainer. Again, you would do the same thing. Just take the seed pod that's in your fingers and gently move your fingers back and forth just to release the seeds. And then what's nice is all your seed pods that you would have here in your strainer would remain in the top, and you would collect the seeds at the bottom of your bowl just like that. You want to make sure that your seeds are completely dry before you store them. I like to store them in a small Ziploc bag, and I like to label it with cardinal flower. It's a red lobelia, where I collected the seeds from, and the year I collected the seeds. You can also store the seeds in something else like a paper bag or a jar, but the key is to make sure that the seeds are completely dry. I have a dime here just to show you the size of the bag, the seeds, as well as the seed pods compared to the dime. Again, you can see that the seeds are super tiny. Notice that I have the seeds on this piece of paper, and the paper is folded in half. I like to use this paper to funnel all the seeds off of the paper and into the bag. It works out really well for me. Did you know that the cardinal flower is considered a native perennial? I think that's wonderful, and if you have an area in your garden where you like to have native perennials, this is definitely one that you want to have in your garden. This winter, I plan on winter sowing these seeds, as I will with many of my other perennial seeds. I'll be making a video showing you the process on how to winter sow plants. It is so much fun, and it's something for us to do during the cold winter months. You don't want to miss that. I hope you've been enjoying your gardens, and until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.